thing about workplace violence. And the media never focuses on how many homicides occur. This is completely off subject, but I just thought I'd talk about this and slide this in. The media never focuses on how many workplace homicides occur across the country in America. If you look up workplace violence anywhere, Google it, I researched it in a law library, and that's where I found it. Even though I love Google very much, but sometimes you just have to go to more professional sources that are you just have to seek out other avenues of doing research, even though Google's very convenient. So one day I was looking up OSHA laws and decided to look up workplace violence because I was actually getting harassed at work where there were almost 1,000 employees, and I couldn't understand why they were doing what they were doing. But yeah, that occurs today in America, okay? And no one gives it attention. Nobody. It's just buried under documentation that no one ever seeks out or searches, probably because no one ever has time. But when they finally are presented with the issue, then they'll say, hey, maybe that is what's been happening to me on the job at work. Maybe this is a problem. Maybe it's not just, jokes and things or whatever. Maybe it's really serious workplace violence, and it can result into workplace homicide. But my point, or the subject that I was speaking of before I got a little bit off subject, was that sometimes things that we go through we can't recover from, like mental illness, for instance. Sometimes we have to just live with it and work it out. We have to understand it. We have to keep going forward. We have to try and make it better, and just stop living in denial and move forward. And sometimes when people have labeled us, when we are very intelligence has nothing to do with mental illness. However, sometimes people are targets and they're labeled just for purposes of being a target. Now, sometimes that type of bullying is very difficult to recover from, and the mockery chases you for a lifetime. So when you do talk about something like the Illuminati and you try to participate in discussions about certain things of that nature, it's hard for people to distinguish what you're talking about from what you're talking about dealing with something like the Illuminati from something that you've been labeled as without understanding that you're just trying to share something. But one day, I woke up and that subject of what celebrities have discussed in the past, which is really, really unusual. I found it very unusual. I found it to be a little bit odd and uncomfortable when I watch celebrities talking about the Illuminati. Okay, because it's like, what are they talking about? Okay, Now, today, I don't know if you noticed, but